everybody, welcome back. It's New York Comic Con time. It's day 3, and I'm very excited because on the stage I have joining me the cast of Shannara, the Chronicles of Shannara. I say Shannara. I talked to Terry Brooks, the guy who wrote the books, The Elfstones of Shannara. He said it was okay to pronounce it that way, but
that's how he pronounces it.
That's how he pronounces it? Yes! I'm keeping it that way then. Well, guys, go down the line, introduce yourselves, and tell us who your characters are in the show.
I'm Austin Butler, and I play Will Omsford.
I'm Ivana Baquero, and I play Eritrea.
I'm Vanessa Morgan, and I'm a new character, and I'm called Lyria.
And Manu Bennett, and I play Alanon.
So this is an incredible show. You obviously have a lot of fans here. You guys had the first season wrap up recently on MTV. Really, really huge fantasy universe. So for people out there who maybe haven't seen this, give me a breakdown of the world, the El Crease, and why it's so important, and the danger that the El Crease is in.
Manu?
Al?
That's a big one. Sorry, guys.
Basically, I mean, listen, Terry Brooks has got the second largest franchise for fantasy novels in the world, and a lot of people don't know that, but you know, there's J.R. Tolkien and then there's Terry. You know, so Terry's kind of like the American writer of that genre, and you know, I think the magic of our show is we shoot in New Zealand with all the people that made Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. So I think we have an incredible production quality to the show. The El Crease, which was sort of pivotal in our first season, was this giant tree that, that you know, basically, it was the gateway between good and evil. And as the tree died, we sort of fell into this fantasy show about trying to protect the Four Lands. And you know, look, I'm just the old guy. These beautiful young actors here have done such an amazing job, especially this second season. Our second season is so strong. We're looking forward to you know.
And when does that come out? That's very soon. The second season debuts, right?
Next week.
5 days? 4 days?
Yeah, October the 11th, next Wednesday on Spike TV.
Really, really cool. Are you guys excited for this? What does this mean for you when the show finally debuts, when you're done working on it and the people at home finally get to see it?
It's an incredible feeling. I always just am giddy like it's Christmas morning because I don't get to see all of it. You know, we don't get to see the special effects, so you're screaming at something that isn't there, and you're just hoping that it looks scary. Or I mean, a lot of the scenes that you guys did, I didn't get to see on set, and so now it's going to be amazing to get to watch it as an audience member.
And I feel like there was quite the wait, too, from season 1 to season 2. There was like about a year in the middle.
Yeah.
And even we're so excited to kind of like see how, you know, the fans react to the second season and how, you know, how it all turns out, because it starts a year after where season 1 ends. So, yeah,
So there's a bit of
really
a time
excited.
jump in the storytelling of the show as well?
There is, yeah.
And we have a new character joining us. Can you tell us a little bit about your character without giving too much away?
Yes, my name is Lyria. I come from the Palace of Lee, and I'm Ivana's new love interest on the show. Yeah, so we're going to be introduced to another land and another world in Shannara, so that's exciting.
That sounds fantastic. These worlds keep expanding and the story keeps growing. Can you tell us a little bit about where we left off at the end of season 1? Because the stakes were very high in that first episode of season 1. Everyone starts out running, and it's a very important action-filled scene. And then we get to the end of the season, and it's quiet and a little bit scary. So, you know, where did things wrap up? Where can we look to jump off from as we start season 2?
I mean, I think it's really interesting because season 2 is kind of what would happen between book 2 and book 3, so it fills in those gaps. And as I said, it starts a year after what finished in season 1, but we will see what went down, you know, in that last scene where Eritrea gets taken, and obviously we'll reunite with Will, and we'll see where all the characters are at and how they end up connecting with each other.
And I mean,
Yeah, I think one thing that our second season and the writers did really well is, I mean, you know, we're dealing with books that are you know, like Terry's books. Terry's books are kind of like, you know, written maybe 30 years ago, and so our first season was very much a sort of a showcase of kind of like the Shannara world. But then with our second season, I think the writers tried to up the ante on trying to find what the problems are in the world today. You know, things like racism, things like, you know, equality, and I think we managed to bring a lot more race representation, a lot more, you know, segments of community, and the way that the persecution takes place in this second season. It's a lot about, you know, it's what we're sort of facing today. So I think the writers really did a great job this year of making something current. Yeah.
Can you speak at all to how involved Terry is in the production of the show?
How involved Terry is?
Yeah.
I know he's on the phone all the time.
Well,
so he
that's good.
says.
He's in there. I mean, I know,
You know.
this is his baby. I know he loves it so much. And so to make sure that the show is as true to the books as possible while still incorporating these new elements, I mean, it's great to know that he's still got his fingers in the mix.
Oh, absolutely. You know, I mean, the show wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Terry Brooks and Dan Farrer, our producer. You know, these two people have been shopping this book for a long time, and I think when they found the platform to do it on television, you can tell story much more thoroughly. You know, this was sitting as a feature film for a while there. You know, like Lord of the Rings. They thought maybe it'd be a film trilogy, but instead it's gone to television. I mean, I can't take my hat off enough to the quality of production in New Zealand. I mean, as I said, you know, it's all the people who made Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit and Lion, Witch of the Wardrobe. They're the people doing the artistry of this show. And if you watch this show for the visual quality of it alone, it's really something quite staggering that you can make a production that looks this good. Yeah.
I mean, I know you guys, Ford Magazine said television's best fantasy series, so I know that you guys, you know, have a lot to live up to for second season. Is there anything that, you know, for the new people coming into this series that you'd like to, you know, come in, you know, and say to them? Because, you know, for books, a lot of people are very like, I'm gonna just stick to the books. I don't want to watch the series, you know, or they'll be the opposite, like, I want to watch the series. For you guys, what was that, you know? I'm sorry, I'm like trying to figure out how to ask this.
Do you make the book people happy?
Yes, there you go. Thanks, Rach.
Yeah, I felt so much pressure when we were doing season one, and this respect for the fans of the books. Because I know when I've been a really strong fan of a book series and then seen it made into a movie and not been happy with it, how that feels to me. And it was Terry who really had that conversation with me, because I said, man, I just want to do you justice. I want to do all the fans justice. And he said, well, you know what? He said, we're all human beings, and we're going to come together, and we're going to collaborate, and we're going to do this, and it's going to be inherently different at times, and then it's going to stay really true at times. But he said, we're making something that has the spirit of it. And that it felt really nice coming from him. It made me feel kind of safe in that we can come and we can do something new, but we can stay true to the spirit as well.
Well, I know the viewers are fans of the story, fans of the show, but they're also fans of all you individually, and I know they want to know what's going on behind the scenes, what's going on set, what kind of stuff do you guys get up to in New Zealand when you have free time? I mean, what's been your best memory so far from filming?
Exploring New Zealand is amazing. Literally, it's my favorite place on earth now.
So it's mine too.
Yeah. Both of us, right? Yeah, we're obsessed. I'm going back in December.
There's nobody in New Zealand who looks like Beyonce. So when she's walking around, everyone's like, oh, look, it's Beyonce. No.
Oh my God.
No, but Vanessa's like this glamour queen in New Zealand, you know.
Oh my God.
Wherever she goes, we follow, you know. But she's.
No, it was hard to find the hair salons that could do my hair, actually. But I mean,
it's, you know,
other
like.
than that.
But you've got these young actors, you know, and this is one of the responsibilities, I think, you know, like for myself and some of the other New Zealand crew and people that are on the ground. You know, these are young actors who's set their career paths out of Los Angeles, you know. Then they end up down in New Zealand, which is a long way from anywhere, trust me. And so the investment that all of these young guys have put into being focused on the work, you know, bringing their best to the job, and also being a long way from home because they're all quite young, you know. They've, you know, look, New Zealand has incredible production quality, you know, and the more that we can get good talent down there on the acting front and the writing front, I mean, the better the shows we make down there. But Shannara really is a great testament to production quality and a great young cast, you know. You know, our first season, you know, sometimes you're on a network like HBO and they spend millions of dollars promoting you. You know, we were a new breakthrough thing for MTV. Now we're going to Spike, and I believe we've got an extremely strong second series. You know, we're just hoping that we're going to get the support of viewers to watch the production quality. Yeah, it's awesome.
And I mean, it's just beautiful down there. Have you been able to bring family, to bring friends with you, to kind of bring some other flavors into New Zealand?
Yeah, absolutely. I had some friends and family come out, and we would. I would always try to take them down to the beach and ride horses down there, because that was the other thing. Just having the opportunity to get to train in the way that we did and ride horses, and to be able to treat them to that, it was really awesome.
Yeah, and it's also quite a long shoot. It's about a month of training beforehand, and then 5 months of, pure shooting. So I think at some point we all kind of brought, family or friends over, and it was hard to be a tourist because we were shooting a lot, but I think just shooting and just going on location, just being in those beautiful places, we already got a glimpse of what New Zealand was.
Well, that brings up a great point too. You guys put so much physical effort into the show as well. The athletics on the horses, just running around through the woods. So impressive from start to finish. It's a beautiful series. Season 2 next week, October 11th on Spike TV. Anything else you guys want to say to your fans real quick?
Enjoy.
I hope you guys enjoy it. Guys, the Chronicles of Shannara. Thank you so much. We have so much more from New York Comic Con coming up. Don't go anywhere.